Wisdom, the final frontier to true knowledge. Welcome to Wisdom Trek, where our mission is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. Hello, my friend. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your captain on our journey to increase wisdom and create a living legacy. Thank you for joining us today as we explore wisdom on our second millennium podcast. This is day 1173 of our trek, and time for our Philosophy Friday series. Each Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. As we continue on this trek that we call life, sometimes we have questions about life, so our Friday's trek is a time where we can Ask Gramps. Gramps will answer the questions that you would like to ask your dad or granddad, but for whatever reason, this is not possible. No matter how old we are, I know that all of us would like the opportunity to ask Dad or Gramps questions about life in many areas. We may mix it up a bit on our Friday episodes, but we'll strive to keep them down to earth and enjoyable. If you do have any questions that you would like to ask Gramps, please email them to guthrie@wisdom-trek.com. So the question for this week is, Hey Gramps, even though you've had some hard times and adversity, you always seem to recover and succeed. What are some wise tips that you can give me that will help me emulate that pattern of success in spite of failures? So today we want to look at 5 barriers to success with solutions. These 5 barriers to success are actually easy to overcome, but only when you know what they are. Why do some people achieve their goals and others fail? I believe it's because successful people manage to overcome these 5 barriers that, in many cases, guarantee failure. Here are the barriers and then how to overcome them. The first barrier is uninspiring goals. When most people set goals, they envision a thing, such as a particular amount of money or an object like a new car, or a specific achievement like writing a book. Unfortunately, these things I'm going to get or do type goals don't appeal to the core of what really motivates you, because they miss the point of what you're actually seeking in life. It is actually positive emotions, or how you will feel when you obtain those things or achievements. That is why vision boards rarely work. The solution to uninspiring goals is, you must know the why of what you want to obtain or achieve. Ask yourself, how will I feel when I achieve this goal? Maybe more importantly, what will I become through the process of achieving this goal? That way you're inspired to do whatever it takes within legal or ethical bounds to achieve that goal. The second barrier to success is a fear of failure. If you're afraid of failing, you won't make the necessary risk required to achieve your goal. For example, you won't make that important phone call because you're afraid that you'll be rebuffed, or you won't quit your dead-end job and start your own business because you're afraid that you might end up without any money. Well, the solution to this fear is decide right now that failure for you is strictly a temporary condition and not how you are. If things don't go the way you like, it is only a setback that, at most, delays your eventual success. In other words, accept the fact that you sometimes will fail. In fact, plan for it. But treat that failure as an unavoidable yet vital component on your quest. The third barrier to success is the fear of success. In many ways, this fear is even more debilitating than the fear of failure. Suppose you achieve something spectacular, like enormous wealth. What if it didn't make you happy? What then? What if you ended up losing all of it? What then? What if your friends start acting weird? Would your family be envious? Such thoughts, and they are common, can cause even a highly motivated person to self-sabotage. I have seen this happen so many times over the years, which I like to refer as self-fulfilling prophecy. The solution to the fear of success is, decide that you're going to be happy and grateful today with what you currently have. Decide that you'll also be happy and grateful in the future no matter what happens. Rather than focus on the possible problems, envision how wonderful it would be to be able to help your friends and family achieve their goals. The greatest fulfillment in life is not necessarily what you achieve, but what you help others achieve. The fourth barrier to success is an unrealistic timetable. Most people vastly overestimate what they can do in a week and vastly underestimate what they can do in a year. Because of this, most people try to cram too many action items into the short term rather than spacing out activities over the long term. The inability to get the short-term goals accomplished creates discouragement and the impression that your final goal is slipping away. So what's the solution to the unrealistic timetable? First of all, begin with the end in mind. Determine the final result of the goal and then work backwards, breaking it down into monthly, weekly, and daily goals. This way, you will know from the very beginning what you need to accomplish each day in order to achieve your final outcome. Set an ambitious long-term timetable, but always leave some wiggle room in your short-term plan. And the fifth barrier to success is worrying about the plateaus of life. It's easy to get discouraged when you reach a point at which nothing you do seems to advance you toward your goal. For example, suppose you are trying to master a certain skill. You make swift progress at first, but then, after a while, it seems that you're not doing any better or maybe even a little bit worse. Some people use these plateaus or dry spots as an excuse to give up and therefore fail. So what's the solution to the plateaus of life? Whenever you reach a plateau or dry spot, it's time to take a rest and celebrate rather than to give up. A plateau is almost always a sign that you're on the brink of a major breakthrough, if you just have the patience to stick with it and trust that you'll eventually achieve your goals. And here are a couple wise verses to support our points today. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 5. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. And also in Psalms chapter 90, verse 17. May the Lord our God show us His approval and make our efforts successful. Yes, make our efforts successful. And that's a wrap for today's question. Join us again next Friday for another question on our Ask Gramps episode. Our next trek will be Meditation Monday, where we will help you to reflect on what is most important in life. So encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. If you'd like to listen to in the past 1,172 daily treks or read their associated journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. And I encourage you to subscribe to Wisdom Trek on your favorite podcast player so that each day will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward. Enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.